What's up, everybody? Welcome to HipHop Biographics, and on this channel we cover hip-hop legends, figures, and forgotten moments in hip-hop. Today we'll be discussing Kanye West. Kanye Omari West, now known as Ye, was born on June 8, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia. Kanye was born to the parents of Donda West and Ray West. Kanye Father, Ray West, was a former member of the Black Panther organization. Kanye Father also became one of the first black photojournalists at the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the only major newspaper in the metropolitan Atlanta area. He would later become a Christian counselor. Kanye's mother, Donda West, was a professor at Clark University in Atlanta and the chair of the English department of Chicago State University. She would later retire from Chicago State University and become Kanye's manager. Kanye's parents were divorced when he was 3 years old, prompted Kanye and his mom to move to Chicago, Illinois. This wouldn't be the only move the West family would make. At the age of 10, Kanye and his mom moved to Nanjing, China, where Kanye's mom would teach at Nanjing University. Despite being from the United States and the only foreigner in his class, Kanye adapted to the new environment and picked up on the language. West developed a passion for creating at a young age also. Kanye began creating music and poetry in the 3rd grade. He began making beats in the 7th grade and started selling them to local talent within his area. By the age of 13, Kanye wrote a song called Green Eggs and Ham, after the famous children's book by Dr. Seuss. Kanye persuaded his mom to pay for studio time for his song, but after being persuaded to pay for this time, they soon found out the studio was in someone's basement with a microphone hung from the ceiling with a wire clothes hanger. But Kanye's mother still supported him, showing how much Miss Donda believed in her son. Kanye would end up meeting No ID, who quickly became his mentor and taught him how to sample and program beats after receiving a sampler at the age of 15. After high school, Kanye would go on to attend Chicago American Academy of Arts on a scholarship before transferring to Chicago State University to study English. While attending Chicago State, Kanye realized that the school schedule kept him from creating music. Now stuck with the choice to continue his education or continue to make music, Kanye at the age of 20 years old decided to drop out of college. This decision obviously upset his mother, but she would be later quoted to say, "It was drummed into my head that college is a ticket to a good life, but some career goals don't require college." For Kanye to make an album called College Dropout, it was more about having the guts to embrace who you are rather than following the path that society has carved out for you. After college, Kanye began his production career. He started out producing for local artists, eventually becoming a ghost producer. Kanye was developing his style around this time. His production sound consisted of sped up vocal samples of classic soul music. The result of being a ghost producer, Kanye wasn't able to release his own records. To get around this though, Kanye started his own group called the Go-Getters, who released their first and only debut album in 1999. Throughout the late 90s, signed to a production company called HipHop since 1987. While producing for this company, Kanye beats would make it into the hands of some famous musicians such as Foxy Brown, Nas, and Goody Mob. But going to the new millennium, Kanye will begin to produce for Rockefeller, producing for the likes of Benny Siegel, Cameron, and Alicia Keys. But Kanye would get his first big break in 2001 when he produced for Jay-Z on the Jay-Z album, The Blueprint. But Kanye wouldn't be satisfied with just being a producer. He aspired to become a rapper. While shopping around for rhymes, Kanye would be turned down by everyone he approached. But record labels at the time were looking for an artist with a gangster persona. Kanye eventually would meet with Capitol Records, but someone from the company convinced the president not to sign Kanye. But the label head at the time, Damon Dash, didn't want Kanye to go to another label. Damon Dash signed Kanye to Rockefeller. Jay-Z would later say they didn't view Kanye as a rapper, but just as a producer. But Kanye would have an unfortunate event that would change his future forever. On October 23rd, 2002, after a late night session at the studio, Kanye began driving home where he fell asleep behind the wheel, crashing head onto another car. The crash broke both legs of the other driver that left Kanye with a shattered jaw that had to be wired shut. But Kanye used this accident as motivation. Just 2 weeks after this accident, and with a wired jaw, Kanye will be back in the studio to record his legendary track Through the Wire, and began to work on his first debut album, College Dropout. While in Los Angeles still recovering from the crash, Kanye would finish working on College Dropout. Kanye's main thing with College Dropout was to make your own decisions. Don't let society tell you this is what you have to do. Before he could release the album, it would leak months in advance online. Kanye took this time to review his album and make some changes. These changes consisted of removing a track with Old Dirty Bastard and another track called The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. Kanye will also work on his production on the album, going back to add string instruments and gospel choirs. The album was postponed 3 times from its initial date in 2003, but it will soon be released in February of 2004. Despite label executives forecasting the album will not sell well, Kanye will land at number 2 on the Billboard 200, and his song Through the Wire peaked at number 15 for 5 weeks on the Billboard 100. But Kanye, Twista, and Jamie Foxx's song Slow Jams will also grow to become a success, granting the trio their first #1 song. Now in 2022, Kanye West has solidified himself as a legend in the hip-hop industry and also in the fashion world with his brand Yeezy. I hope everybody enjoyed this video today, and if you did, please leave a like and a subscribe, and also tell me what's your favorite Kanye album and tell me what's your favorite Kanye song.